Morning, my friends. It is Tuesday morning, January the 20th. It's like, wait, what is the day? I'm Wesh 2 meteorologist Eric Burris. Good morning to you. Hope you're having a great start to the day. Let's do coffee talk though today without me almost falling. Is that an okay thing? It's another very cold start. Look at temperatures across town. Here you go. We're running at 28 degrees in Ocala. 34 in Wildwood, 42 in Claremont, 39 outside in Orlando. We're at 39 in Daytona Beach and 40 in Titusville. So, yeah, um, it's cold outside yet again. It's another frigid start. Nothing on our first warning live radar. Looking ahead, though, to the day, and I'm happy to report that these temperatures at least are on their way up. We'll be to 59 by lunchtime, 65 degrees by 3 o'clock this afternoon. And that 65 will be our high temperature today. Carol, good morning to you. Priscilla, good morning. Good morning. Happy to see you. How are you? Debbie, good morning. Ashley, Tim, 12 degrees and windy in Ohio this morning. No, sir. I have zero desire. Go back south to Tennessee. Do something with your life. All right. Well, not to rub it in, Tim, but here's where we're headed today. It's going to be beautiful. 65 degrees does it in Orlando, 63 in Leesburg, 62 in the Villages, 59 in Palm Coast, 60 degrees Daytona Beach, and about 64 in Titusville. So it's looking great. Priscilla says, hope that's all. We partook of our two for the season. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, looking up the data to see like how many cold spells have we had, what defines a cold spell, and then moreover, you know, what does that mean for, what does that mean? Because I feel like we've had a pretty nice cool winter, especially given the fact of where we are in the, Enzo process. But I digress. So anyway, yeah, look at that average high temperature, 72. We're not going to do that. But 65 is better than yesterday's 57, 58 or so. Carol's asking about the winds. So you can see here on the screen, I've got that up for you. The winds are going to be running 10 to 15 miles an hour with gusts up to about 20 miles an hour. Yep, it's going to be like that. These 30 and 40-degree days in Palm Bay need to stop, Ashley says. I know, I know, I know. Steph on YouTube says that the van is reading 37. Yeah, that makes sense. Priscilla, yes. Thanks. Frostproof leg has helped me, so I'm here. Okay, all right. Becky's asking, morning, can we turn the heat back on to Florida, please? Well, and for those of us that are kind of done with this, like Debbie says, I'm done with the winter temp. And darn it, Debbie, every time I read a comment of yours, it's in your accent up here. But anyway, we do have the change. So let's talk a little bit about our little roller coaster. Yesterday's high temperature was 58. By Friday, our high temperature climbs to 80 degrees. So, yes, we are little by little going to be fixing this. Little by little. I promise you, little by little, we're going to start to look better. And that's all we need, right? Brian says the temps yesterday were good for getting things done outside. Sure. I mean, this is great weather. I love it. I love it. I'm ready for it to be done. Just genuinely ready for it to be done. So, the pattern here these next couple of days does help to bring up those temperatures little by little. And by the end of the week, yeah, let's talk about Friday, for example. Okay. I'm not saying that I'm excited about these temperatures, but I'm not saying I'm not. 80 degrees on Friday in Orlando, 79 for the high temperature in Leesburg, 75 Daytona Beach. I mean, that looks fantastic. Tommy's asking, are we getting an ice storm this weekend? Are we getting a snowstorm next Monday? Central Florida is not, but there is a really interesting storm system that's brewing. So let's look. So Friday takes us, as I just mentioned, to 80 degrees. Look at what's going on Saturday atmospherically. All right. We've got warm air here, but Dallas, Jackson, Mississippi, getting into Atlanta, pinks are like freezing stuff. So sleet, freezing rain, ice storm kind of thing. But notice Saturday into Sunday, now we're starting to track a snowstorm. And that snowstorm is going to be moving and it's going to stay north of us. But while we're tracking that, the southern periphery, this non snow element, is going to be moving our direction. And that non snow element is what's going to bring us the rainfall. So, looking at the 7-day forecast here, okay? And those temperatures are climbing, they're climbing, but look at Sunday into Monday. At the moment, we're starting to think maybe we bring the temperatures down on Monday or late Monday. We'll have to figure that out. We're timing it out, but Monday's going to be a day with showers. That's going to be clearing out and helping us with our next cool down. But let's do this. Let me turn this around. Let's put up some raw model data together. Perfect. Okay. All right. So let's put this together and let's look at the kind of development of that snowstorm because it is going to be kind of a doozy. All right. So we'll switch from this. We'll go to multi-parameter precip. I want precip type. So let's do US regions. See deep south. Nah. We could just do the United States. Not North America. I want the United States. Okay, United States precip type. Perfect. Okay, so this is going to be precip type. So this is at least going to give us. So this is precip type, all right? Think of it as kind of like, is it going to snow? That kind of a thing. Okay. All right. So we'll roll through time here. Ba, 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 ba. Did I hit precip type? That's not precip type. Hold on. Reset it. Precip type. Perfect. There we go. All right. So you've got a little snow in the northeastern United States. That's all well and good. Not a problem at all. But there, right there. So that's 10 a.m. on Friday. Starting to see some of the winter elements. Oklahoma, Arkansas, kind of around Texarkana. Now we're pushing in the cold air. Now we're getting into truly messy stuff. So snow is in kind of the blues, freezing rain is in the purples, sleet is going to be in those shades of orange. You really don't want to deal with the freezing rain, right? We can even shift this and zoom this in a little bit. Regions, deep south. Yeah, I mean, like this is going to be messy. Just messy, right? That's going to start to be a mess. And then as it pushes off to the east, yeah, it gets messy. And then you start to get to the snow into New York, Washington, D.C., and the like. Yeah, I mean that gets messy real quick. So I've seen a lot of Mets posting about it. I even made a post this morning because it's going to be a thing. It's gonna be messy. This is also, why we live in Florida so that we don't have to deal with those sorts of things, right? Oh man, I'm ready for some warmth, Terry says, please. Yeah, I know, but this is gonna be the next messy system that ends up bringing uh, snow to other parts. And as a matter of fact, let's look at kind of some parameters here. Winter. Let's look at some like snowfall totals, 4-day snow totals. So look at some of these snow totals, okay? And this is where you can start getting a little, in the New York City area, 1-2 inches, but look just south, like Tennessee, Virginia. Do you see some of those numbers? Now, of course, this is one run of one model, so you have to understand it, take it for its face value, but there's going to be some areas that are going to get some significant snow here in the next week. And again, I'll say it 100 times when I'm posting this. It's not for hype. I don't want you to think that in the slightest bit. However, I am going to be talking about the weather because that's kind of what I do. So, yeah, that's messy. I'm way behind in comments, and I'm sorry, super super sorry. Um, Jeannie Rowan says, "Yeah, winter is real elsewhere. Stay warm and find your joy." I like that. That's pretty funny. Look for those flight delays. Tiffany says, "Yeah, and I've got a flight too. We'll talk about that later." Anne Marie says, "I'm done with the cold for now." You're not, though, because let me show you Monday. It's not going to be like snow and ice. However, there we. Let me pull this up. Stand by. All right. Here's the high temperatures for next Monday. And again, it's super early, obviously, but high temperatures in the 50s and 60s. Not cold, but it's the start of a drop off. So it's at least something worth mentioning. So anyway, we've got a lot of time to track the evolution of that snowstorm, that ice. It genuinely could be an ice storm in parts, but I wanted to at least bring to your attention that there's going to be kind of a messy, messy situation there. Debbie says we can't see numbers from our phone. Well, that's why I guided you. Is that not enough? Eileen says, I got to reach out to my Boston family. My brother's partner is due to have a baby. Oh, low pressure. Listen, this brings low pressure. Low pressure triggers stuff. Low pressure triggers stuff. Brian says, looks like my family and friends in Tennessee will be getting some snow wishes fulfilled. Hey, I feel like everybody can talk about the magic of snow, but like you start talking about these numbers, like those are real snow numbers. That's not fake. You know what I mean? Like, look at some of those numbers. That could get messy, right? Like that's real. That's real snow. It's the kind that puts a snarl on things. I'll bring it full screen so that Debbie can see. New York City, 2.5 inches of snow, but like South Jersey, Atlantic City, 6, 7 inches of snow. Who's 6, 7? But you get down around the Chesapeake, and it's even more than that. So yeah, that's and that's again, that's one run of one model, but I did want to at least share it, right? Looked like the Michelin Man with so many layers last night. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. David's asking, will this be this? Beware, Roger. Will this be the snowstorm that may hit Woodstock, Georgia Saturday? That's exactly what that is. Yep. All right. Let's go do this weather hit on TV and not fall.
House's vaccine recommendations. The groups include the American Academy of Pediatrics and American College of Physicians, among others. The CDC is now recommending vaccines to prevent hepatitis and meningitis only be given to children at higher risk for infection. The lawsuit calls the change reckless and dangerous.
Here in Central Florida, many of us are sick of the cold, but at least we aren't dealing with this. And look at these conditions here. Parts of the Midwest dealing with intense snow, creating dangerous travel conditions. Looks like a whiteout there. More than 100 cars and semi trucks sprawled all over the road for hours yesterday after they were involved in a pileup on a Michigan interstate. Drivers were experiencing whiteout conditions ahead of the crash. But as we know, the cold isn't exclusive to the Midwest. Right now, forecasters look at that. How terrible.
Wow.
So dangerous. Forecasters are also keeping their eye on a possible winter storm that could impact the southeast coast, and that's starting on Friday. These winter conditions, they just,
Uh-huh.
you really got to stay inside. That stuff is so serious. It's dangerous.
Like we were doing that story earlier where they're like, you're more apt to be sick during the winter because everybody has to stay inside. And I'm like, I'm a Floridian. Like, I don't know what that's all about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get out
You-
first, baby.
The both of you have come down south for the winter and just never left.
We were all playing basketball yesterday in the drive, and I'm like, man, the afternoon was gorgeous.
Yeah, that's kind of the weather we've got. So next couple of days, that sun will continue to do its thing. Our temperatures are going to continue to warm and warm. Oh man, it's gorgeous. This is a live look from the FAMU College of Law office in downtown Orlando, Weather STEM Camera Network, a blue sky. Man, oh man. I mean, this is why we live here. Because even with the impact weather this morning, you know that the temperatures start cold, but they won't stay there all day long. It's 27 in DeLeon Springs now, 32 in DeLand, 43 Daytona Beach at the International Airport, 43 New Smyrna Beach, 51 at Patrick, 47 on Merritt Island, 41 in Mims, and we are in the 30s for Astor Farms, 40s for Claremont, for Castleberry, 45 degrees at the Sanford Airport and around Orange County. Still in the lower 30s for Rock Springs, but the rest of us are on our way up. So little by little, these temperatures absolutely are making a change. 30 degrees in Ocala. It's 33 in the Villages, 43 degrees here in St. Cloud. A little bit of a breeze, giving a little extra bite to the air. But looking at the day ahead, as the sun continues to do its thing, 57, 11 o'clock, 62 by 1 p.m., and 65 degrees. That's our wonderful high temperature today in Orlando. About 63 here in Leesburg, 62 in the Villages, upper 50s to lower 60s back over to Brevard County. And essentially the idea is this. This morning is the last really cold one because into the afternoon we start that warming trend today. Looking at tomorrow, a little bit warmer, and that warming trend continues. And then looking all the way to this weekend, Meredith, you had mentioned kind of a snowstorm, ice storm type deal setting up into the kind of coastal areas of Texas all the way up through Oklahoma. That's going to start Friday, Saturday, and then work over toward the northeastern United States on Sunday. But it will bring us a few showers and eventually will bring in a cold front for early next week. In the meantime, this is where we go. 80 degrees on Friday, 81 on Saturday, 80 degrees on Sunday. Average high temperature in our area is 72 degrees. So this puts us well above average. So we get to enjoy what we have for now, which is that cool air. But look at these next few days. We warm. Florida is healing, my friends. 80 degrees on Friday, 20% coverage of showers, a few sprinkles in there on Saturday. Sunday, same idea. And then Monday, we've got the clouds, we've got the rain as that next front moves into our area. All in, not a bad forecast.
Right now at 8:21, let's take you outside for 500 traffic.
All right, what do we got here?
They were 417 north. That's just before exit.
Worth the drive from Tally to northern Georgia? I mean, if you want to, this is going to be a pretty good snowstorm. So if you want to, I'm not going to tell you not to. Spirit Wolfie on YouTube says, "Hey, Mr. Burris, here in Virginia Beach, getting prepared." Yeah, this is going to be a storm system you're going to want to be getting prepared for. This now it's early, of course, and that's good. Like forecasting and being able to prepare for systems early is very important. But it's not set in stone. Things can and will shift, Spirit Wolfie on YouTube. So just keep that in mind, right? Let's see here. Times like this, I don't miss living up on Long Island, Anne Marie says, right? Tim, don't. Tim, I've almost fallen twice today. So there's eating. There's already been some eating, almost. Brian says it would be nice to have time to go up before and leave after, just have occasional snow experience. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Thank you for the real dedicated to your near-death experience yesterday. Cindy, I had to post it. You can't not address that, right? Sorry. Okay. All right. Inside of your suit, Priscilla. What is today? Today's like the Van Ghosts. Jan says my oatmeal just exploded in the microwave. I'll be back in a couple of hours. It's gonna take you a couple of. How big is your microwave? Will you make an oatmeal for 20 people? Miss Evelyn Warner, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's see here. For clarification, David says, I'm okay with like 60. Oh, David's making sure we know where he's at. So David says, for clarification, I'm okay with like 65 degrees at night and 85 during the day. This is a bit cold though. All right, David, thank you. We wanted to make sure we understood where you were at. That way it all can work out that way. So funny. I fixed the jacket. I fixed the jacket. I got it. I got it. Sue's asking, will there be travel issues next Monday flying to Buffalo? I'm going to be flying from the Northeast next Monday, but again, we'll talk about that later. But yeah, hmm yeah, I would imagine there may be. We'll have to look. Well, maybe. I like that you shared with your gang your little slip on the set, y'all. I almost, I almost went down yesterday. So the last time that I went down, and did I mention? Did I like tell you the story? I was with Aixa Diaz and fell and just kept talking on live TV. Like I literally got up and had to dust my jacket off. So yeah, good times. Ah, so funny. So anyway, yeah, we're looking good. Nicole, okay, so Nicole's putting in Nicole's order. Nicole wants 85 with low humidity. Understood. I can receive that. I can receive that. Deborah says, I'm happy with 55 at night, high 70s daytime. That way I don't have to cover or move plants. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Oliver says the show must go on. Yeah, kinda, right? All right, let me get my Today Show hit set. I don't need you. I'll take you. New Smyrna. Where else are we going to show? Let's show some Sanford. Yeah, that looks pretty. Okay. Eileen, be good. Find that clip falling, Eric, like iguanas in the cold. So you didn't see me fall because I was walking from the old anchor desk to the old chroma key, but you heard me talking, and then you heard like a boom, 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 and I just kept talking, and that was your hint. Chris Turner says the ENT can help with the equilibrium. Thanks. Thanks for that. Tiffany, does the Wesh team have bloopers? Yeah, but we don't let them out of the building because of the whole credibility thing. So there's that. Yeah, there's always bloopers. As long as we've got humans, imperfect people, you're going to have bloopers. What color was the old chroma key? Green. The only place no, I take that back. The only two places I've ever seen a blue screen was Gulf Coast News, our sister station, WBBH, WZVN down in Fort Myers, and WABC. When I was up there, they had a blue screen as well. Sandy says, your suit color looks great on you. Compliments. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, that sounds fun, Patty. That sounds like a great time. All right. 30 seconds. All right. How long do you want me to leave for traffic? Janice, perfectly imperfect. Well, wabi sabi is one of my favorite sayings. All right, let's go do some weather, huh? This spring, I'm going to change out a couple of plants to tolerate the cold. Yeah. Leaving 25 for traffic. Brian, folks, if anyone is debating getting a hot tub, I can say now, go for it. Our new one is amazing, especially this time of year. I've wanted one. I've always wanted one. Always wanted one. Second person is still in critical condition. Check investigators still have not caught the killer. We'll keep you updated as we get more information. Let's check it right now. First morning meteorologist Aaron Burks for a look at our Tuesday forecast. And it is starting with impact weather because it's just so cold outside. This is a live look over at Lake Monroe, venue 520 tower cam, showing the palm trees just beautifully. The water churned up a little bit because of that light breeze. 43 degrees there, 43 in Orlando. Still in the 20s in Ocala, but that temperature will climb. Feels like 24 though in Marion County. Feels like the 30s because of the wind chill. A little bit of a breeze doing a lot for us. By lunchtime, nearly 60 this afternoon, 65 degrees. 7-day forecast showing we're into the 70s tomorrow, and we're hanging out nearly 80 degrees late week into the weekend. Your travel time this morning, if you want to stay around 417 to I-4, 4 away, expect 16-minute commute. Also, Florida's Turnpike. Okay, stepping over the cables. We did not. Okay, we're good. Nicole says Eric should not read and walk. Well, yeah, I shouldn't do much at the same time. Multitasking maybe is not my, I mean, I can multitask pretty well. When you guys see the video of the airplane, that Eric Mayer, Weather One, Roger. When you see, so Tim, my buddy, partner in the airplane, is going to post that video of us flying to Panama City. You'll see me multitasking-ish. Nobody ever said I was great. All right, hold on a second. All right, I'm over at Weather One too. All right, I gotta figure out how to make this look decent.
Hey, Coffee Talk friends. Hi, good morning.
Found some great, when I was looking for that chalk outline.
Show them pictures of us.
Oh my God.
Crazy. Old
I
school.
found some super old school.
And we're following that breaking news on Sunrise. A stabbing in Orange County leaves one person dead and another fighting for their life. What we are learning from investigators this morning. Plus, grab a jacket or coat before you head out the door. We are dealing with another frigid start to the day. And the next step in humanity's return to the moon could be just weeks from liftoff. How crews are getting ready right now. Good morning, Central Florida. It is 8:30 on your Tuesday. We're taking a live look here over Walt Disney World at Epcot right now. The first visitors of the day just entering the park. They're dealing with temps, though, pretty chilly.
Mhm.
33 degrees with a feels like a 37 degrees.
Mhm.
I'm Meredith McDonough. Thanks for waking up with us today. First warning meteorologist Eric Burrs is here now. Eric, you've been telling us about this now since last week.
Yeah,
Really,
yeah.
think it feels good.
If
For a minute, but if you're out
right.
for a long time, you're
Yeah.
like, I got to get indoors.
And as the sun gets higher and higher, like the sun rays will help to keep you feeling good today. It's a beautiful day to head outside, though, whether it's the theme parks or whatever the case may be. Let's look at that forecast hour by hour, all right? It's going to be 59 by lunchtime and 65 degrees our daytime high today. And that sun is going to be just so wonderful from coast to coast. Here's a look outside right now. We just crossed out of the 20s. We're now at 32 in Ocala, 35 Wildwood, 39 outside at Leesburg. It's 42 degrees in Orlando, 39 in New Smyrna Beach. And even here along the Space Coast, we're feeling chilly, though we are warmer than yesterday. This is the temperature comparison. All morning from Ocala through the metro, we were right about where we were yesterday. Now we're starting to show some of those signs of warmer temperatures. And we've been warmer than yesterday along the coastline. Still, though, freeze warnings in effect. Inland, Flagler, Putnam, Marion, Sumter County. That goes until 9 o'clock. And the cold weather advisories for just about the rest of town goes until 9 o'clock, which is why our impact weather goes until 9 o'clock. So it is lovely here in Seminole County. Some high, thin clouds. The palm trees looking fantastic. We are working our way through to the 60s for just about all of us. But I've got 70s in the forecast. Heck, I'll do you one better. I've got 80s in the forecast. Let's discuss what I see it coming up in just a couple minutes. Ha ha.
On the roadways, are seeing some slowdowns. If you're taking the 408 this morning, westbound State Road.
Oh, okay. Those cables, man, they'll get you. Blame it on the no-line biphone. Those transitions. All right, let me get the computer plugged in, get some power. All right. Where are we? Where are we? Gonna try and go back to sleep. Oh, Jeff sounds like a good time. All right, let's see here. But I got the troll. I blocked him. We're just picturing you and Madame Tussauds in this suit. Listen, if I can ever get to the point where I can have a wax figure made of me, then we're doing good. Oh man, it is what it is. Oh, the picture of Meredith. Hold on, you got to see. Well, so I have so many, so many. Let's see. Looking, stand by. Let me pull up the text to Meredith. So this is the one I texted her. Look at that. You guys. What are those people? Oh my God. So funny, right? What is that? Oh, jeez. We had such boyish charm, Jason and I. Ugh. I mean, I've almost known Mare for 20 years at this point. She and I are like an old married couple. She gets better looking. I just lose hair and start going gray. Such babies, Debbie says, right? Man, what? Golly. Life comes at you fast. Carol says Jason hasn't changed. Dude has not changed. No matter where I am with Jason, I'm like, you handsome son of a gun. Debbie's asking, were you 25? That was 2013. I was born in 84, 94, 2004. Do the math. Mary says, so where are you going and why? Ah, I can't share that yet, but I will. And I'm watching that weather maker carefully. Young at heart always. That's the way it is. Absolutely young at heart always. Always young at heart. All right, what broadcast Jason do? So Jason's on CW18 with Meredith. And yeah, OPSEC Oliver says loose lips sink ships. That's it. I'm not saying anything. Tiffany says he has that baby face. Victoria says, young at heart until you randomly try a cartwheel. No, you know what it was? Yesterday when I almost fell and my knees started hurting after I like hit a certain position. I was like, yeah, this is not working out well. It's always nice to see you get the weather. Hunters Creek here. Debs, good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for hanging with us. How are the kiddos there? Stressful? Is that an acceptable response? So anyway, all right. Any other questions, comments, concerns? I think we're good. I think we got everything. Yeah? Are we good? Are you good? Are we good? I think so. All right, listen. Be the sunshine in someone else's day, would you? Thank you so much for hanging out for coffee talk. I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna try and get Tim. To post a little preview on that. So we talked about it yesterday. So my buddy and partner in the airplane, Tim, is he recorded our flight up to Panama City together. I flew the flight up, he flew the flight back, and we recorded it. So he's gonna post. He's working on a video of a bunch of stuff. Like we like took you through the whole thing. So he's gonna be working on that. But I'm gonna try and get him to post something in the Coffee Talkers Facebook page. So anyway, go there if you guys want. I didn't start it. I didn't start the fire, but anyway, he's gonna post it in there because he's a putz and he wants to share the aviation stuff that he and I do with you all. So I love it. All right. Anyway, be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you so much for hanging.